YouTube's biggest stars. By way of Cleveland, Ohio, here is Jake.
Got money coming in 5 ways.
Down from Jake Paul, and that is what you call a turning point, folks. Okay, a minute and a half left here in round 5, and Jake's looking for the finish. He's finished. He's hurt. On the run. Jake Paul pulling it on here.
Mike Tyson brutally predicted that he would attend Paul's funeral after this fight. Jake Paul said he had waited for this fight from when he was born, but is he setting himself up for the fight of his life? Or is this just another chapter in his book of publicity stunts? Both have waited for a long time to meet each other. The brash YouTuber Jake Paul and boxing heavyweight titan Mike Tyson were initially criticized harshly for being aggressively hostile during a face-off in Texas last month. However, Tyson was compelled to bow out due to an ulcer flare-up just 2 months before the scheduled start. When Jake Paul was asked what would possess him to fight with the most vicious man in the world, he replied, "Making history. This is what it's all about for me, man. I'm a kid from Ohio. Hey, New York. You're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. You were used to being the most hated guy walking into a ring." Rescheduled for November, Paul succeeded by knockout over fill-in fighter Perry, who temporarily stepped into Tyson's shoes. Calling Mike Tyson the most hated and bad guy in boxing by Jake Paul, heated Tyson said, "Listen, I'm just ready. I'm gonna do my talk, I'm my shit, but I'm ready to beat him. This young killer wants to take you out." Is he really a young killer? Yeah, you had to go on your little menopause break and postpone the fight. I was ready before you needed a little break. Your tummy hurts. Still, I feel better. Recovering from his medical hitch, Tyson has affirmed his preparedness to step back into the ring since his uneventful draw against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. The impending match with Paul is set to be a professional contest recorded on their fight records, albeit occurring over 8 2-minute rounds as opposed to the conventional 3. Confronting each other at a press conference in New York, Paul threw down the gauntlet for longer rounds. Following Tyson's cautionary remark, he said, "Be in shape, be in good shape, because your health depends on it." Paul defined, "You're the one who wanted right 2-minute rounds. Want to make it 10x3? Don't talk to me about shape, you want 10x3? Tyson withheld his reaction while Paul persisted, stating, "That's the thing. Everyone's all talk. I'll do whenever, wherever. It's all talk. I'm stating facts." He's talking. Tyson's delayed but pointed reply came with a simple yet looming warning. Be careful. He should be very careful. In this heated exchange, Paul was attempting to assert dominance, implying that Tyson might not be in the physical condition necessary to handle a full, grueling match. This exchange highlighted the psychological warfare often seen in boxing, where fighters use words to get into their opponent's head before they even step into the ring.
Is this fight happening or not?
It's happening, we're all here.
How prepared are you to knock Jake Paul out?
I'm very prepared. I had a small adversity. I got sick and better. I feel good.
Tyson said this will happen, and he is fully prepared to knock out Jake Paul heavily, and he will also attempt to finish him brutally. Jake Paul brazenly challenged Mike Tyson to an escalated showdown, proposing 10 rounds of 3 minutes each, a significant deviation from their planned bout. That was before things got spicy in a heated face-off. Jake Paul remained true to his words against enemy, Mike Tyson. During the New York press conference, he said, "He wants to kill me, murder me." Jake Paul doesn't take threats lightly, and that's what he said ahead of the press conference at Fanatics Fest in New York City. A former YouTube celebrity now turned pro boxer is about to enter into the ring against a retired heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson. The two fighters will clash on November 15th at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and it shall be aired live via Netflix. However, prior to entering the first press conference for this fight, Paul was interviewed by his company Most Valuable Promotions, where he had a message for his next opponent. During the interview with MV Promotions, a day before the press conference, Paul told the host that he is not looking to be friends with Mike Tyson, at least till their fight on November 15th. He added, "He's out there saying he wants to, have my funeral, have my wake, kill me, murder me." It's worth mentioning that Iron Mike has posted such things on social media in the lead up to the fight to promote their bout. Regardless, reflecting on those threatening comments from Tyson, Paul claimed, "I really don't take that lightly. I am making him my enemy until November 15th. When they finally met for the first time since the fight was pushed to November, the 58-year-old playfully shoved the YouTube star and started giggling. This, of course, showed that Iron Mike doesn't view Paul as much of a challenge, so Paul quickly responded by staying true to his promise.
They'll never give me credit. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. If I was walking on water, they would say it's because I couldn't swim. And this is to make history. People think I'm going to get knocked out by this strong, powerful guy. All the people in my comments saying, look at his power, he's going to get KO'd. People are yelling at me in the event. But what happens when I put this man to sleep? This shit is not a joke. He's saying that it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake.
So it seems like Pual is frightened by Tyson's prediction of attending his funeral. Paul, who was not too happy about Tyson clowning him in front of all those cameras, shoved Tyson right back. Later, both took to social media to share their thoughts on the incident. Paul mimicked Tyson's push during the press conference, while Tyson expressed his delight in meeting fans. There's no doubt their press conference in New York was entertaining. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan, the MMA commentator and podcast host, reacted to Paul's threats by saying, "Jake Paul is playing with fire here. Tyson isn't someone you should provoke, especially with those kinds of threats. It's all fun and games until you're in the ring with a guy like Mike." Rogan highlighted the gravity of provoking a boxing legend like Tyson, particularly with aggressive threats, while Jake Paul might thrive on controversy and mind games. Tyson is a different level of opponent. Tyson, even at an older age, has a long history of dominating the ring, and Rogan is cautioning Paul not to underestimate him.
When you were working out with Cordero and you were ripping to the body and throwing those hooks, I was like, this is a man who's preparing to go to combat. This is not normal getting ready to work out shit. That's why when I saw that video, I was like, oh.
Want me to tell you something about that video?
Yeah.
I did that video and I was in bed for a week. That was 30 seconds and I was in bed for a week. And it's not funny because it made me realize that this is big boy shit, okay?
When Mike Tyson said, "This is not funny," he was serious about the situation. Mike Tyson reveals why he is pushing forward to the fight. The 58-year-old has confirmed that he's ready to take on Jake Paul in the ring, despite a recent health scare that caused them to postpone their initial bout. Tyson had to push back their July 20th match after feeling nauseous and dizzy during a flight, which was later chalked up to an ulcer issue. But the former heavyweight champ isn't letting that slow him down. He's all set to get back in the ring.
Biggest fight.
Yeah, the biggest ever.
Ever. It's on pace to be the biggest fight ever.
Yes, and we're involved.
We're involved, right?
We're involved. All those big shots, all the biggest athletes in the world, this is the biggest ever.
November 28th.
Lit. Hey, we lit here. We lit at the Tyson Ranch.
When asked why he's still going through with the fight during the presser on Sunday, Tyson confidently replied, "Because I can. Who else can do it but me? Who else is he going to fight to make this happen?" He made these comments during a packed news conference where fans showed their love for Tyson and their disdain for Paul.
I'm not scared. Sorry, I'm not scared of shit. No, not at all. Not at all. I was born for this. I was born for this moment. The universe told me this was going to happen. You can ask Mike. I did ayahuasca, called him up and said, we're going to fight on the biggest stage possible. It's destiny. And now here we are years later actually making it happen. I was made for this moment, born to do this, and I'm going to put on the performance of a lifetime on November 15th, and the universe will align for all of its glory and good for God.
Jake Paul said he was for this when he was born. The whole universe has planned to arrange their fight. With the spicy back and forth that ensued between the duo in the press conference, their upcoming fight seems even more hyped than before. However, one thing is clear. Jake Paul is heading into the fight with bad intentions. When he was asked, "Do you think Mike Tyson needs to worry?" Mike Tyson dismissed a question about Jake Paul's threat ahead of their much-anticipated boxing match later this year. The pair faced off in New York, marking their first meeting since the fight was postponed in May due to Tyson suffering during an ulcer flare-up. Paul taunted Tyson saying, "This is history. Everyone is saying I'm going to get knocked out, but what happens when I put this man to sleep? He's saying it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul. I respect Mike Tyson, but we're not friends anymore. I'm knocking this out, and we'll see who's dead." Paul mentions that Tyson has made threats or predictions about the fight, such as it being Paul's funeral. Paul uses these statements to fuel the narrative of a personal rivalry, saying that he no longer respects Tyson as a friend and is determined to prove himself by defeating him. At the press conference, host Ryan Clark asked Tyson, "Mike, when you hear Jake Paul say, 'We're going to see who's dead,' what does that do to you? Does that make you put yourself in a mindset of understanding that this young killer wants to take you out?" Tyson provided the ultimate comeback, questioning, "Is he really a young killer?" He elaborated on his point, adding, "We've got a YouTuber fighting the greatest fighter who ever lived. He may have been in the ring with people who have the same intentions, but the actuality? No. As soon as I catch this guy, it's going to be totally over. He's going to run." He further affirmed his readiness to return to the ring, saying he's back in training following a brief hiatus on medical advice. Tyson asserted with confidence about the upcoming bout, "It's happening," and continued, "I'm very prepared. I had a small adversity. I got sick, but I'm better. I feel good. I'm just ready. I'm going to do my talking and talk my when I'm ready to fight." Mike Tyson and Jake Paul got physical at their New York press conference. The pair kicked off their press tour at the Jacob Javits Center ahead of their rescheduled November 15th date. Tyson's representatives claimed Iron Mike had fully recovered, but further inspections from doctors deemed him medically unfit to compete this summer. It was a very pro-Tyson crowd in New York with a cacophony of boos echoing around the arena when Paul made his way to the stage, while the former undisputed heavyweight champion was given a hero's welcome. At one point, a funning Jake Paul chant started in the fan zone, prompting an angry response from the problem child. Paul attempted to get under Tyson's skin several times during the press event, but the boxing icon refused to get drawn in. Paul stated, "You had to go on your little menopause break and postpone the fight. What about that dog? I was ready before and you needed a little break. Does your tummy still hurt?" To which Tyson nonchalantly replied, "I feel a lot better now." Asked by the master of ceremonies whether he was really sick or just scared to fight Paul, Tyson quipped, "I was terrified." When they came face to face at the end of the press conference, Tyson playfully pushed Paul twice, but the YouTuber turned boxer didn't see the funny side of it as he banged his chest before returning the favor, never breaking a smile. Earlier on in the evening, Paul had threatened to kill Tyson and seemed very tense throughout the press conference. Paul said, "I love Mike Tyson, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. On November 15th, I'm knocking this mother out and we will see who is dead, Mike. Old ass mother. I'm gonna discipline you like a son." And promotion for the fight is well underway with the two fighters meeting at a press event. Tyson and Paul faced off on stage and tensions boiled over quickly with Iron Mike landing a punch on his opponent's chest. The 58-year-old then began to push Paul and they had to be separated, with Tyson smiling wildly. They came together again only for Paul to start pushing, with heated words exchanged. Tyson looked fit and healthy after having to postpone the fight, which was scheduled to take place last month due to an ulcer flare-up. The former world champion got ill on a flight and he was forced to stop training, leading the bout to be pushed back. Critics have warned Tyson is too old to get in the ring with a man 31 years his junior, but Paul believes it will be a fight to remember. He said, "This is history. Everyone is saying I'm going to get knocked out, but what happens when I put this man to sleep? He's saying it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul. I respect Mike Tyson, but we're not friends anymore. I'm knocking this motherfucker out and we'll see who's dead." Jake Paul recently caused quite a stir when he made aggressive remarks about Mike Tyson during a podcast appearance, where he vowed to the boxing legend in their upcoming fight on July 20th. Despite expressing some respect for Tyson, Paul's comments were seen as highly provocative, especially considering Tyson's recent health scare. As the anticipation grew, Teddy Atlas, the renowned boxing trainer and commentator, expressed concern over Paul's comments about Mike Tyson. Atlas mentioned, "Jake needs to be careful with his words. Tyson is still one of the most dangerous men alive, even at his age. It's easy to talk big, but when you step in the ring with someone like Mike, it's a whole different story." Atlas suggests that talking confidently or provocatively is one thing, but facing Tyson in the ring would be a serious and different challenge. His words emphasize that Tyson's experience and skill make him a significant threat, regardless of his age.
Hey, you're the one that wanted 8 2-minute rounds. You want to make it 10 threes? Don't talk to me about shape. Don't talk to me about shape.
Stay in shape, all right?
You want 10 threes?
Okay.
You want 10 threes?
Let's go. Be careful.
You want 10 threes? See, that's the thing. That's the thing is everyone's all talk. I'll do whatever, wherever, whenever. I don't give a fuck. So it's all talk. Put it on the line. I'm stating facts. He's shit talking.
This incident led to backlash from fans who criticized Paul for targeting an older fighter with health issues. Additionally, during a press conference in New York, Paul had a heated exchange with fans who were heckling him. The situation escalated quickly, with Paul reportedly threatening the crowd, including an intense moment where he seemingly aimed his frustration toward Tyson as well. This behavior has further fueled the controversy surrounding the bout, with many questioning Paul's approach and maturity. Bernard Hopkins, the former middleweight champion, criticized Jake Paul's approach, stating, "Paul's antics are disrespectful to the sport. Tyson paved the way for fighters like him, and he should show more respect. This isn't just a game, it's a legacy on the line." Bernard Hopkins' criticism centers on Jake Paul's behavior and attitude towards the sport of boxing. He points out that Mike Tyson, as a pioneering figure in the sport, played a significant role in shaping it, and therefore deserves respect from newer fighters like Paul. Hopkins emphasizes that boxing is more than just entertainment or a game. It carries a legacy and history that should be honored and respected.
He should be very careful, yeah.
Jake, for you, you seem like the type of dude that's always planning. I know you and Nikisa always have something on deck. If you do, or when you do, according to you, beat Mike Tyson, what's the next step for Jake Paul's career?
We'll see. I'm still on the path to become world champion. There's a lot of shit talkers out there, a lot of big names who want to fight me. I still want Canelo Alvarez, and I want to go on the path to world championship.
Mike Tyson warns Jake to be aware of his power. He should be frightened. Jake said he wants to fight Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican professional boxer. In the early summer of 2024, Tyson had to pause his training on doctor's orders after an ulcer flare-up. At Fanatics Fest, he revealed he's been back in training for 2 or 3 weeks and is ready to show up strong on November 15. He said, "I'm very prepared to knock out Jake Paul," Tyson said. "I had a small adversity. I got sick, but I feel good. I'm just ready. I'm going to do my talk and I'm going to talk my... but I'm ready to fight." The November 15 bout is Jake Paul's most anticipated fight to date and his third fight of 2024. Following 3 sensational knockouts against professional boxers and Golden Glove winners Andre August and Ryan Borland, as well as BKFC champion Mike Perry on July 20th. Paul has shown tremendous growth as a boxer on his path to becoming a world champion, but now he takes on one of the best and most dangerous boxers of all time in Mike Tyson. While talking about the most thriller fight, Paul said, "This is taking the chance to fight somebody as vicious as Mike can be. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. That's the name of the game. I'm here to make history. I'm here for a challenge. I'm here to fight one of the most dangerous men in all of boxing." Jake Paul's statement reflects his bold and fearless attitude towards facing Mike Tyson. Paul acknowledges the inherent risks and challenges of fighting a formidable opponent like Tyson. Jake further stated, "No one who ever did anything great got there with ease or by an easy, non-bumpy road. I'm here to challenge myself. He's vicious. He's a killer. I know all of these things. He has one-punch knockout power. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time, but I will prove all the haters wrong." Despite recognizing his opponent's strengths, Jake Paul is determined to prove his critics wrong. He's confident in his own abilities and prepared to take on significant challenges to demonstrate his worth and skill in the boxing world. Paul vs. Tyson is the most cross-generational sporting event in history. Shannon Briggs. The former heavyweight champion took a more neutral stance, commenting, "Jake's doing what he does best, getting in people's heads, but he should remember that Tyson's no YouTuber. This fight could get real quick." Briggs warns that Mike Tyson is a seasoned professional, not someone who can be easily outmaneuvered or underestimated. He implies that the fight could quickly become intense and challenging for Paul, given Tyson's considerable experience and knockout power. As the countdown to the fight continues, one thing is clear. This is more than just a match. It's a clash of generations, legacies, and egos. Will Jake Paul back up his words in the ring, or will Mike Tyson remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever do it? Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on this and more in the world of boxing. Comment down your thoughts on the most anticipated and big match. If you enjoyed this video, please hit a like and subscribe button and also explore our channel.